Hello everyone, we're now into day 4 as far as the 28-day adventure kind of thing that some of us at the Ontario Gorian Gathering Assembly are doing. Today what I'd like to talk about is the fact that the importance of rituals and protocols. There's a verse that I'm going to have a quote from the Gorian books that will be below this video, basically talking about why it is important. The fact that it is symbolic, the fact that it is important, it helps to establish the slave's heart and basically helps to reinforce the fact that she is pleasing and the fact that she is willing to be pleasing to her master. So with me personally, there are several rituals that I do enjoy having a girl do. And it sets them apart, especially when you're out in public. If you're at a public event or whatever, it definitely does set them apart. And when you're across the room from a girl and you're observing her doing the protocols and the rituals that you expect her to do, and she looks up at you and she sees you across the room, and you have that smile and that assuring nod that you give her, and just to see her well up with pleasure, knowing that she is pleasing you and knowing that she has made you happy, that's a beautiful thing to be able to see. And you can do that across the room. There could be 200 people in the room, but you have that connection with each other and you're able to establish that kind of a relationship and that kind of dynamic. Some rituals that I do enjoy that are very important to me is one of the things is towel service. There's not a lot of people that do it, and very few people. I know that when I go out to places like Oasis or there's the vaults down in New York City, and another place in Boston regularly, is that if I had a girl with me, they were always the only ones that were doing these things. But just basically, like if you're swimming in the swimming pool or if you're in the hot tub or something like that, is that before you get out, is basically you let the girl know, and she gets out ahead of you, gets the towel, goes down on her knees, and basically just holds the towel up for you, so that when you're coming out of the swimming pool, is that she is in that service mode where she's servicing you by holding that towel up to you. I guaranteed that if you're at some of these places, definitely everybody is watching, and you'll see the odd girl will be poking her husband or her dom kind of a thing. Look at that kind of thing, and the girls that are with me, they pick up on that right away, and they know that they are the center of attention, and they can see the smile on my face that they are pleasing me, and that's a big deal. So towel service is one thing that even when we're just showering by ourselves at home kind of thing, which is another thing. I enjoy showering with a girl. It can be very intimate. It can be just that special bond that you're able to have that carries on in all other facets of life as well. So that's important as far as towel service. Another thing that is very big with me that I enjoy is at nighttime, is that when the girl goes to the room a little bit ahead of me and she prepares to get ready for bed kind of thing, and I'll follow her a few minutes afterwards, is that when I enter the bedroom and she's on the bed naked in the natty position. It is a very beautiful sight to see, and it's a beautiful way to end your evening before you go to sleep, as far as seeing that girl again, reinforcing the fact that she is a slave and the fact that she is in your collar and that she is being pleasing, even in a simple thing like that. And to be honest with you, more times than not, is that if I'm in the bedroom, it doesn't matter how stressful my day has been, what's been happening as far as with either one of our lives or something like that, but when I see her in the bed naked in the natty position, more times than not, we're not going to sleep right away. So that's just another ritual that I do enjoy. One of the other things that are very big with me is that when we are out in public, as far as eating or even at home, in the privacy of her home, is that when the meal's being served, is that she asks, "Master, may I eat?" It's a simple thing, but it reinforces again the fact that she is a slave, that she is owned, that she is in my collar, and she is trying and willing to be pleasing to me by following what my structure is. You could do that in the privacy of your home, no issues at all. You could also do that in public. It's not a big fanfare thing where she's falling on the ground and she's begging, and it's just basically, it looks up at the table, "Master, may I eat?" You can do this even among family, at church groups or whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Even if it comes to a point, if your family is very vanilla, or if you're in a situation where you don't want to really be as open with the master and slave, just by her looking at you, kind of a thing, and you smiling and giving her the nod, it accomplishes exactly the same thing. Another thing, and I've developed this over the years, we have been fairly heavily involved in the BDSM community, do a lot of traveling, go to a lot of different cities and places, that when I have girls with me, and if they are going to the bathroom or they want to go out for a smoke, kind of thing, is that they come and they basically make eye contact with me and basically, "Master, may I go to the washroom? Master, may I go for a smoke?" It's important that they make eye contact with me, and at that point I'll say, "Yes, you may." If I'm in a heavy discussion with someone else, and a girl comes along and says it, but we're in like a real heavy discussion, talking politics, or even something as important as hockey, kind of thing. And if she just says, "May I go on?" and I'm not really focused on her, 10 minutes later I'm going to be looking around wondering, where is she? But if she makes eye contact with me and I see her, and "Yes, you may," kind of thing, at that point in the back of my mind, I've already started. Okay, it's, how long has she been gone? And if she's been gone more than 5 or 10 minutes, at that point I'll start looking for her, or I'll send another girl to go look for her, just to make sure that she's okay. It's unfortunate, but there have been a couple of places that we've been at that they've gone to the washroom, and the washroom's back in some corner someplace, and some domly dom, or some guy that basically thinks that he can make the moves regardless of who she's with, regardless of the fact that she's in a collar. There are some dickwads out there that will try to make a move, kind of things. And there's been a couple of times where the girls have basically been, sort of pinned up against the wall, kind of thing, and the domly doms had hands sort of on both sides, talking to them, "You're not a real slave, you should listen to me, and I want you to do da 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 da." And when I found them, it got dealt with really fast. And, that's not the organizer's place, that's my place. They're my girl, I will deal with it. I'm not going to let anyone else try to police it or whatever. No, I can take care of it myself, kind of thing. And it's done in a quick, discreet kind of a fashion, but the message gets through. So that's just another thing, is as far as, if when you establish that, and I would encourage others that if you're establishing protocols and rituals, to have that one, that if the girl's going to be gone for a little bit, tell her to make contact with you, and you don't have to be basically like be a dick kind of thing, like, "No, you can't go to the washroom," rah, rah, rah. "Yes, you may," or "Yes, you may go for a smoke," kind of thing. But in the back of your mind, you're already starting that internal clock. How long have they been gone? Big thing with these girls is that we need to always keep in the forefront, is that if we are a master and they are our slaves, we are responsible. They look to us for protection. They look to us for guidance. They look to us for assurance They look to us for teaching. They look to us to be that anchor for them so that they can live out to the best of their abilities and the desires that they have, that they're able to succeed. You know, to put in stumbling blocks and not pay attention to them or not care or not have basic safeguards in place it's irresponsible. So we need to be able to do those things as well. Another ritual that I do enjoy as well is the fact that, and it's a simple thing, is that when I'm out with a girl and we're going for a walk, and this is being old-fashioned and being a little bit older, is the fact of holding hands, and that the girl is always on away from the curve. So if we're walking down the sidewalk or something like that, I'm walking along the curve and she's walking on the outside, kind of thing. You know, in the old-fashioned days, they would do that because the horse and buggies would come along, and you wouldn't want to, you know, to get them to get mud splashed on their dresses and petticoats and all those kind of things. To me, it's just common sense. Is that it's something that I do, that I enjoy holding hands when I have a girl and we're out in public and we're just walking around, and it's always, you know, when we're walking down the sidewalk, I'm closest to the curve, closest to the road, and they're on the outside. It's just common sense to me. A couple of the other rituals that are very important that I do enjoy, and I will guarantee that if you do these and you start to incorporate these into your relationship, is you will get noticed. Is that if we happen to be out at a play party kind of thing, and number one, I play a little bit edgier, definitely very demonstrative, how myself and any girl that's with me, how we play. There's a lot of chemistry there, a lot of yin and yang going on. It basically is like a dance kind of thing. And if we're at a play party that is sex positive, it just carries on. And it's a beautiful thing. If it's a party that's not sex positive, it can become very frustrating because it gets very heated, it gets very passionate, but you're only able to go so far. And at that point, it's basically, okay, we're as far as we can go. Now let's just pack up our shit and get to the hotel room, kind of thing. So, but one of the things that I do enjoy is that if we're at a public play party, and there could be 50 people, 200 people, it really doesn't matter, is that if we decide that we're going to go and play up at the front, kind of thing, is that I'll tell the girl to, you know, book a station, whether it be a cross bench, it really doesn't matter, kind of thing, and I'll give her the bag, and she will go book the station, and when it's time to be able to go up, she'll let me know, and she'll take the bag up and set everything up. At that point, when I get there, kind of thing, there's always a chair situated in front, and at that point, before we start at all, as far as playing and those kind of things, is that I'll sit on the chair and I'll get her to do a little bit of a striptease for me, very slowly, very seductively, but her focus is just on me, kind of thing. And so she'll start to undress very slowly, and she'll be teasing a little bit and doing the whole shoulder off and everything else, and knowing that it's arousing me and that it's pleasing to me. You know, at that point, I'll tell her to get down in the nadu position. She'll be naked and she'll be down in the nadu position. And at that point, I'll go behind and I'll just basically stroke her hair. 1 second.